So it's accurate to say that roughly 95% of the framers of the Constitution, if you want to even be broader with the founding fathers of America, were all Christians and desired to have biblical truth inside, and were getting their wisdom from the Bible.
That's exactly right. You will find that throughout their writings. Give you another example of a sign of a Constitution. James Wilson, considered early on in the early generations as one of the fathers of the Constitution. Now, who's heard of James Wilson today? He's in a really select group of framers, of founding fathers. Only 6 individuals signed both the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. James Wilson was one of those 6. When George Washington became president, he appointed 6 justices to the U.S. Supreme Court, 1 Chief Justice, 5 Associate Justices. James Wilson was one of the first 6 justices appointed to the U.S. Supreme Court. James Wilson, while he is sitting on the court, came up with the idea of, let's have law schools. Let's teach law to students. So James Wilson signed the Declaration, signed the Constitution. By the way, he was the 2nd most active member at the Constitutional Convention. He spoke on the floor of the convention 168 times, so he's very active in framing the Constitution. Now he's on the U.S. Supreme Court as an original justice, and he decides to start law schools. This is the first legal textbook written for students. This is James Wilson's textbook that he did for students. Wow. Now, there's a 3-volume set that he did for students. In this volume right here, he tells students that you cannot have good civil law if it's not based on divine law.
Oh my gosh.
Wait a minute, I thought we had to take 10 Commandments out of the courtroom. No, he's telling us right up front, if your civil law contradicts divine law, your civil law is wrong. Wow. Now, that sounds to me like he might be using the Bible as the basis of public policy. See, and he's the 2nd most active member of the convention. He's the original justice on the Supreme Court. We don't talk about him. See, what we get is a steady diet of folks who do not have that faith perspective, and we're told that's what they wanted. It's not that we don't have some irreligious founders. It's that what's happened in American history is we've decided to make the exception into the rule. We take the irreligious and make that look like it was predominant, and that's absolutely not the case, and their writings make that clear.